Hello listeners, you are tuned live to Ears Have Ears, Unexplored Territories in Sound. My name is Brooke Olsen and this is the first of a 4-part soundtrack series that we'll be doing. The very first one tonight features Sydney electronic producer Marcus Whale. After the performance there will be a Q&A between Marcus and the incredible enigmatic curator, teacher Pia van Gelder, so make sure you stay tuned for that. But without any more hesitation, Marcus Whale live for Ears Have Ears.
To ask you first about the piece 2004 and specifically its relationship with the poem After School Street Football 8th Grade by Dennis Cooper, which you read during the piece.
Because it's meant to be a kind of imaginary soundtrack, I wanted to illustrate something maybe in a more literally a literal way, because the kind of music that I was doing in that set to me communicates the dark, confusing feeling of desire that you get when you're a teenager. One day, one guy was very tired, didn't move fast enough, saw a car hit him, and he sprawled 50 feet away. Sexy, but he was dead, blood like lipstick. Then those great boys stood together on the sidewalk and we joined them, mixing in like one big friendship. Dennis Cooper's probably my favorite writer. For me, the way that he writes about those sorts of feelings crystallize things that I want to communicate about my experience, which is why it's called 2004, because when I was in 8th grade, it was 2004.
If you could travel back in time and talk to your former self of 2004, what would you say to the young Marcus Whale?
Stop looking at all those jocks. It's kind of the number one thing. I would tell him that you should stop fetishizing the straight white man. Although, kind of ironically, this piece is about fetishizing the straight white man, but perhaps it's about unpacking the problems of that. And I think maybe that's a lesson that I would have liked to have learned earlier in my life.
Performance from Red Rattler last week of your forthcoming album, I was listening to you perform with 2 drummers, one either side of you, and these kind of like eerie horns that you were sort of battling with, and the atmosphere was like absolutely intense with a definite sense of urgency, like you're calling people to attention.
Those references, like having horns and drums, was about kind of trying to subvert these symbols of particularly British colonial power and make them say other things. I was responding to it thinking, I really want to have a lot of impact. It's kind of, sometimes it's that simple. It's just like, this has the power to illustrate the words that I'm trying to sing.